Hey everybody, this is TheHappySpaceman with another review. Well, as much as I hated 2014, I admit I did have a lot of fun looking at movies with perverted audience members, alien Smurf rock bands, and Tom Cruise's strangest role yet. But now that it's 2015, I don't have time for any of that silliness. No. I'm going to be looking at a series with a lot more dignity and respect. My Little Pony. In 2010, the TV show My Little Pony Friendship is Magic premiered. A reboot of the My Little Pony dolls from the 80s, it was directed by Lauren Faust of Powerpuff Girls fame, and moved in a much less girly direction than the originals, with good animation, likable characters, dark supernatural elements, and a soundtrack rivaling the Disney songwriters. The show is currently in its 5th season and remains a hit among both little girls and a gathering of adult fans called bronies. I admit I do watch the show and it's not that bad. I wouldn't go so far to say I'm a brony, but as far as modern cartoons go, it's one of the better ones out there. In 2013, Hasbro Studios announced a theatrical movie release called My Little Pony Equestria Girls, and fans flocked to the theaters. Reactions were mixed, to say the least. Some thought it was a good spin-off of the original show, others completely dismissed it as a confused, shark-jumping mess. Since then, Hasbro also released a sequel to it and has announced a third Equestria Girls movie and TV show in the works. But was the original any good to begin with? Well, let's settle this debate once and for all and get this movie underway. So to be fair, this movie actually starts off pretty well. We have our establishing shots of the setting, we see the characters leaving the train station, and it's all done with a familiar half-decent animation of the show. This may actually turn out good.
I am excited, but to be honest, I'm a little nervous too. You're nervous-sighted! It's like you want to jump up and down and yell, "Yay, me!" But you also want to curl up in a teeny tiny ball and hide at the same time!
Well, I'm already annoyed. Didn't take you long, did it, movie? This is Twilight Sparkle, the main character in the show, and we see her talk about how hard it is being a princess. I guess living in wealth and doing absolutely nothing is pretty stressful. So even though it was daytime when they arrived at the castle, they apparently waited until night to go inside, because they were immediately sent off to bed like little children. Don't you just love how all the guards are color coordinated except for him? That's the movie's way of saying he'll play a big role later on. Subtle movie. Really subtle.
Swing!
My little pony, my little pony.
We'll see, this is nice. They're playing the classic theme song and everything, it's just like the show. Glad they aren't ruining it with dubstep or anything. Ugh. Are they seriously trying to stay current and cool with their music? This is My Little Pony. I don't care who remixes it, there's no way they can make that cool. After that is done destroying our hearing, we find a thief sneaking in to steal Twilight's crown. But then she accidentally trips the spike alarm. Really? That's the only form of security you have there? I may not be a brony, but I know a magical MacGuffin when I see one, so why don't you, I don't know, put it under better security? So when Twilight wakes up, a chase scene occurs. The villain escapes, but not before she accidentally loses the crown. And so they alert Princess Celestia the next morning rather than tell her right away. Really? What do they do during all that time? Just stand around awkwardly?
Who is that?
Anyway, Princess Exposition here introduces us to our assailant.
Sunset Shimmer, a former student of mine. But when she did not get what she wanted as quickly as she liked, she turned cruel and dishonest. I tried to help her, but she eventually decided to abandon her studies and pursue her own path.
Ugh, so boring.
That's right, we have yet another villain with a teacher's former pupil who became evil out of greed and ambition origin. Never seen any of those before. So it's explained that the magical mirror is a portal to another world, and that's where Twilight's crown is.
You must use the mirror to go into this other world and retrieve your crown. Without it, the other elements of harmony have no power, and Equestria is left without one of its most important means of defense.
Remember this scene, everybody. Trust me, I want to rant about it later. They get ready to see Twilight off. Wait, wouldn't it be better if her friends go with her?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! She's going, we're going with her. Right, girls?
I'm afraid I can't let you go.
What? Why not?
What? Why not?
Sending all of you could upset the balance of this alternate world, creating havoc that would make it impossible for Twilight to get the crown back from Sunset Shimmer. This is something Princess Twilight must do alone.
What a cop-out! Sending Twilight in by herself is already disrupting the balance. Sending her friends with her would just mean that she gets it done faster and more efficiently. Oh, but then we wouldn't have a movie now, would we? When I heard the title Equestria Girls, I expected it to mean more than one Equestria girl. And that's the last we see of Twilight's friends until the end of the movie. Ha ha ha! I really wish I were joking. No, surprisingly enough, this My Little Pony movie has very few ponies in it. But don't worry, they replace it with something just as good. High school drama.
Spike? Are you a dog?
No. So yes, Twilight is now human, and thanks to the magic of plot convenience, she's also gained a snazzy wardrobe. Though she might find it hard to blend in. Not because of her strange purple skin and hair, but because she's wearing leg warmers. What is this, the 80s?
Yeah, I don't think that's how the new you is supposed to.
Whoa.
I guess she's at the Ministry of Silly Walks? By the way, if you didn't laugh at any of that, don't worry. They're going to milk this running joke of her adapting to the human world until you're forced to find it funny. And needless to say, there aren't any good scenes that come from it. Okay, one good scene. Can I see that again? Let's make a loop of it. I can watch that for days. Anyway, they go inside and see that they are at a high school, where they blend in great among the other students, who look like they just came out of a Skittles factory. Also, the entire main cast of the original show were old enough to have jobs. How is she now in high school? One word. Magic!
Whoa! You okay?
Hey dudes, I'm Flash Sentry, and I'm the stereotypical leather jacket wearing cool guy who's supposed to be a love interest for the main character.
I've never seen a place that's quite like this.
Hi, random song number. When did we enter High School Musical?
It's the hand that I was dealt, but I don't.
So after that annoyance is over, we meet an even bigger annoyance. Our villain.
You really are pathetic. It's no wonder your best friends are all stray animals.
I am Sunset Shimmer, and I am a female bully who is completely original if you don't count every high school movie ever. Yeah. And we see another familiar face. Sunset is bullying this world's Fluttershy. Yes, apparently every pony in Equestria has a human equivalent now. Even if there was a human equivalent to every pony, how in all probability could Twilight almost instantly meet the equivalent to one of her friends, especially among 7 billion people in the world? Magic! I really hate this movie. So Twilight fights off Sunset and introduces herself. Wow, I wonder how they're gonna deal with this. What's the human name they're gonna give to Fluttershy?
I'm Fluttershy.
I'm sorry, what?
It's Fluttershy.
So her human name is the exact same as her pony name. Was this movie made by Martians? Because the lack of understanding in human culture is simply incredible. So Twilight asks Fluttershy about the crown.
This morning, I was passing out flyers for the animal shelter like I do every Wednesday. Canterlot's Animal Shelter needs more volunteers. I have no idea how it got there.
Okay, 3 problems. First, if I recall, it was nighttime when the crown fell into the mirror. Why was it suddenly daytime when it flew out? Second, if Sunset went in right afterwards, shouldn't she have come out just as instantly? Fluttershy's record shows no mention of Sunset. What's with all the time shifts in this movie? Is it procrastination week or something? I'm a procrastinator.
But I didn't want anything to happen to it, so I decided to give it to Principal Celestia.
Third, Principal Celestia? Seriously? It must really suck when the immortal goddess and political ruler of a world has been transformed into Joan Cusack from School of Rock. Dad! When did Angelina Jolie join the circus? Celestia somehow can't tell that Twilight isn't a student there, and explains that the crown is now being used as the crown for the dance. And if she wants to get her crown back, she'll have to run for the position of princess of the dance. But why doesn't she just tell her that the crown was hers and ask for it back?
Twilight, why didn't you just tell her the crown was yours and ask for it back?
Imagine if one of them showed up in Equestria saying they came from a place filled with tall, fleshy, two-legged creatures with these. We'd think they were crazy.
You know there are many ways around this, right? If you want Celestia to believe you, you could show her the portal. Or you could show her your talking dog. Or hell, why don't you just steal the crown back? You could swap it with the other crown just like Sunset tried to do at the beginning. Why do you have to go through this contrived, cliched plot device from 80s teen movies? Magic? By the way, you see this Waldo-looking fellow who overhears Twilight? Yeah, he never appears again. I mean, he appears, but only in the background. The whole thing about him overhearing Twilight is never brought up again, making this scene entirely pointless. So she talks a little more with Fluttershy and discovers that Sunset sort of rules the high school. How does she do that, you may ask? By acting like a bitch to everyone, and they just bow down to her. Why don't they just report her to the principal? You could make the argument that Sunset would get back at them, but what would she do? She'd be expelled by then. Twilight then runs into this world's versions of Applejack and Pinkie Pie, who give Twilight a talk of how mean Sunset is and how she rules the school, yada yada yada. Then, shortly after Twilight leaves, Sunset comes in to check on everything. Oh, and by the way, she has 2 henchmen now, Snips and Snails, 2 Canadian freshmen who kiss her ass wherever she goes despite her clearly being a bitch. Really? They're trying to scare us with flickering lights? Did Uwe Boll suddenly start directing?
Should have known Princess Celestia would send her prized pupil here after my crown. And her little dog, too.
Ha ha ha! It's funny because they referenced a movie that's better than this one.
You don't know the first thing about this place, and I already rule it.
If that's so, why do you even need my crown? You went to an awful lot of trouble to switch it with the one that belongs here.
Wait. Let me guess. She doesn't answer the question and instead just acts like a bitch.
You don't know? Seriously? And you're supposed to be Princess Celestia's star student? Bit embarrassing that you were the best she could do.
Called it! Called it! Totally called it. Is that her answer for everything? Just act like a bitch and hope she gets her way? Miss Shimmer, the results are back. I'm afraid you have herpes.
Oh, really? Well, if you're such a good doctor, why don't you just cure it? I bet you cheated your way through med school. Yeah.
You still have herpes.
Damn it, that usually works.
So Twilight and Spike go back into the halls where they partake in this scene.
The great and powerful Trixie! Need some peanut butter crackers.
Well, that was pointless. And now for a little history. This movie, as well as the show's preceding 3rd season, was made entirely without the involvement of the show's creator, Lauren Faust. This was quite controversial among the bronies. So to attempt to distract from this movie inserts short scenes of fan service for the popular characters in the show. Unfortunately, they aren't really inserted that well, as they go nowhere, don't contribute anything to the plot, and are never mentioned again. Look at this scene, for example.
We're just seeing how many hits our new music video has gotten.
The school computers are for research purposes only.
It's just as well, y'all. Some of the comments about our song were really awful. Epic fail.
Really? I thought YouTube loves ponies, no matter how bad the videos are. Also, what would the cutie mark crusaders go crusading for in our world anyway? Humans don't have cutie marks, so these 3 would have never met. Maybe they're crusading for those symbols that everyone has in their clothes for some reason. But uh-oh! Looks like it's time for another scene of Twilight adapting to this world! Wait. I have a better idea. This time, though, Laurel and Hardy here are filming the entire thing with their smartphones. Yeah, never thought you'd hear smartphones mentioned in a My Little Pony movie, did you? Later on, Twilight doesn't know where to stay for the night, but apparently Spike has an idea.
It's a little dusty, but it doesn't seem like anybody comes up here.
You're not seriously going to.
It's perfect, Spike.
Wow, they literally stay at the school the entire night? The security at the school is even worse than the security back in their home world.
I found this book. It's called a yearbook. That's Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Fluttershy, and I'm gonna bet the girl on the far right is Rarity.
There's a Rarity here?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Spike has a crush on Rarity for some reason. Since he's a dog and she's a human, I can only see disappointment and or bestiality in his future. Though the laws of nature could be stretched considering that they're both clearly mutants. Anyway, so they get up the next morning to see everyone snickering as they walk by. But luckily this world's Rarity hugs her away.
Perfect. No one will recognize you.
Yes, nobody will recognize you despite having purple skin. Seriously, this disguise is so stupid she might as well add on Groucho glasses. So it turns out the other students are looking at her funny because Sunset created a humiliating video of her from the footage. Wait, let me get this straight. From the low-quality smartphone footage, she created a high-quality, professional-looking political propaganda ad, complete with voiceovers and dramatic video effects, did it in just one night, posted it on YouTube, and somehow every student in the entire school has seen it, and it's only morning? Hello, movie. This is the audience. Stop insulting our intelligence! But we finally get the reason for why the girls hate each other. And get this. Apparently Sunset had faked them all out by sending fake text messages to them when they were younger, leading them to all feeling betrayed by each other. Wow, that's quite the stretch, movie. Didn't they see that it was a different phone number texting each of them? And even if they didn't, couldn't they have talked to each other about it before jumping to conclusions?
What do you know? Haven't you heard of suspension of disbelief?
But eventually they all reconcile and meet up with this world's Rainbow Dash. By the way, do you notice that all the girls in this movie wear skirts? I never saw that many skirts at my high school. The only one who comes close to breaking that rule is Rainbow Dash, and she still wears a skirt on top of her shorts. And even that seems very off. In the show, both Dash and Applejack are shown as being tomboys, so having the two of them wear skirts here seems to not match their personalities well. I feel like this movie is set in the 50s and interpreted by the 80s. So anyway, Dash promises to help Twilight, but only if she can beat her in a one-on-one game of soccer, which doesn't go well.
So, what's the plan? How can I help you be princess instead of Sunset Shimmer? But I lost.
So wait, she was gonna help Twilight regardless of whether she won the game? Well then, that makes that scene entirely pointless. So after another pointless scene with Twilight's new boyfriend, Rarity has an ingenious plan for how to win over the school crowds. Have them all dressed like furries. Wow, really? So I guess we're singing Queen now? Actually, no, it just starts off like that and is completely unrelated otherwise. Hey, still not the worst song I've heard to rip off We Will Rock You.
Do you remember summer 09?
I'd rather be watching Equestria Girls.
Get up, get down. If you're gonna come around, we can work together, helping Twilight win the crown.
Could they have put any less effort into this song? I mean, it sounds like a Katy Perry song. Jump up, get down, if you're gonna come around, we can work. Wait, hold on a second. What are these chords here? Oh, come on! It's the pop chord progression! Seriously? Also, this would imply that in one short night they were able to write this song, record it, mix it, and completely choreograph the dance moves to it. I refer to my earlier clip. Hello, movie. This is the audience. Stop insulting our intelligence! So they dance and sing in the lunchroom, and somehow this wins over the crowds. And Flash also plays his guitar, which isn't even plugged in? Is that how that works? Huh, nice. But Sunset Shimmer has another trick up her sleeve, as she comes to Vice Principal Luna with some bad news. Is that supposed to be Luna? She looks even less similar to her pony form than Celestia.
Isn't this just awful? Why would Twilight Sparkle do something like this?
Why would you think Twilight was responsible for something like this?
Because I have proof.
So Luna disqualifies Twilight, But guess who comes to the rescue?
I found these in a trash can in the library. I thought you should see them. Someone obviously combined these photos to make it look like Twilight was the one who trashed the gym.
Oh, wait a minute! So you're telling me that Sunset can afford a professional movie-making software, but she can't even afford Photoshop? Good God, is this stupid! Also, it's clear she had her henchmen trash the gym. Wouldn't there be security cameras filming them? There are security cameras in most schools nowadays, unless this is set in the 80s or something, and judging by their outfits, I wouldn't doubt it. Plus, the main problem I have is that this conflict is solved within a matter of minutes. It's there, then it's solved and never brought up again, making this scene, you guessed it, entirely pointless. So Twilight has to come clean with her friends, and get a load of how it plays out.
You're from an alternate world and you're a pony princess there, and the crown actually has a magical element embedded in it that helps power up other magical elements, and without it, they don't work anymore, and you need them to help protect your magical world. And if you don't get the crown tonight, you'll be stuck in this world, and you won't be able to get back for like a really, really long time. How did you know all that? Just a hunch.
What? What the hell? So Pinkie Pie just guesses Twilight's entire backstory? And no, I didn't edit that whatsoever. That actually happened. Talk about sloppy writing! I know what you're gonna say. She gets away with it because she's Pinkie Pie, or because, you know, magic. But no! It's not magic, it's just a cop-out. I mean, imagine if they did this in other movies.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
Let me guess. You're actually my father, but you were tricked by Chancellor Palpatine to join the dark side. And you're more machine now than man, and you also killed your wife, but not before she gave birth to me and my sister, who was also the princess that I kissed.
How the hell did you know that?
Just a hunch. So they go to the gymnasium, where they decide to clean it all up by that afternoon. And sing a song while they're at it.
Fix it up. Yeah, it's alright. We'll get it ready by tonight.
Generic pop song, sounds exactly the same as every other one. There's no complexity, no effort at all, just another generic pop song. Wait, was that progression? Oh, come on! You used the pop chord progression again? Really? Son of a bitch! I especially love the part where literally everybody in the school comes to help clean up the gym. Because it's not like anybody had plans for that afternoon. So the gym is fixed, the ballots are placed, and the main six go to get prepared. Hey, at least they aren't gonna sing another stupid song.
You need to look fabulous. This is our big night.
Oh, come on! We just had a song less than a minute ago. We don't need another one. God, I hate this movie. So they pull up in a limo. I guess they hacked into Rarity's parents' credit card or something. And we get another pointless scene with Twilight's boyfriend.
Twilight!
I drive a car. Am I wooing you yet, ladies? Seriously, this is like the ultimate cool guy stereotype. I mean, are there really any guys out there who drive cool-looking vehicles, wear leather jackets, and play guitar? That'd be stupid. Oh, wait a minute! That guitar only has 4 strings! Boo! It's like you've never seen a guitar before! They dance for a while, and finally Celestia announces that the big winner is... One Direction! Now come on! What the hell?
Damn it. Screwed again.
Oh, of course Twilight wins, as she takes the crown and they live happily ever after. Or do they?
Spike?
Hey look, it's Snips and Snails and Puppy Dog Tails. And that's the first joke I wrote for this review, people. So Sunset steals Spike away with her henchmen Bob and Doug McKenzie here, as Twilight makes, let's face it, the dumbest choice ever. Alright, remember this scene from earlier?
You must use the mirror to go into this other world and retrieve your crown. Without it, the other elements of harmony have no power, and Equestria is left without one of its most important means of defense.
Well, here Twilight says,
Equestria will find a way to survive without my element of harmony. This place might not, if I allow it to fall into your hands. So go ahead, destroy the portal. You are not getting this crown.
This is our heroine, everybody. Girl who falls in love with guys she's known for a few minutes, makes terrible decisions despite prior knowledge of this world, and outright forgets how essential something is to her home world. Twilight, we have a military. You should know this. You read about our world. We have tanks, we have bombs, we have an entire budget going mostly to our defense. I think we're more than capable of bringing down one teenage girl. Equestria, on the other hand, is completely helpless without your crown. Were you even listening earlier? Are you seriously this stupid? Then again, she did do this earlier. Huh, that's still funny. Hey, at least she isn't stupid enough to literally give the villain the crown.
I'll take that.
I had to ask. What was that Sunset said earlier?
And you're supposed to be Princess Celestia's star student? Bit embarrassing that you were the best she could do.
No, actually, I agree with her. Twilight is a horrible princess. Her decisions here are putting Equestria in jeopardy, so what makes us believe that she'd be any better in politics? In the show, she's plenty competent, but here, I swear, she makes Bella Swan look like Ellen Ripley. So Sunset puts on the crown and wow, holy crap!
Spoiler alert.
Oh no. I'm the critic. I'm supposed to say spoiler alert.
I was bluffing when I said I was going to destroy the portal. I don't want to rule this pathetic little high school. I want Equestria.
Of course!
What?
Yo, yeah, I'm sure that's how that works. Oh my god, it's a dragon! Don't worry, our friendship will save us. So yeah, just the power of friendship allows them to deflect lasers, go through anime-worthy transformations, and defeat Sunset. I wouldn't mind this so much, but that's not even the end. Yeah, the movie keeps going. Seriously, after all that, what else is there to show? Wait, she survived?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know there was another way.
No, Twilight, don't fall for it. It's a trap!
All I've ever done since being here is drive everyone apart. I don't know the first thing about friendship.
You're not seriously going to forgive her?
I bet they can teach you.
God, you guys are stupid! Yeah, as if using the power of friendship to vanquish your enemies wasn't enough of a stretch. They let Sunset get off scot-free. That's right, she isn't sent to jail, kicked out of school, or even suspended. She's just instantly forgiven. Why the hell don't they give her some kind of consequences? Say it with me, guys. Magic. So after that huge demon battle, what note do we end the movie on? A dance scene. What a freaking anticlimax. Twilight finally returns to her world and her friends, who I guess were just sitting around waiting for her the entire time, and ask about Sunset.
Is she all right?
I left her in good hands.
Are you in good hands?
And look, she even runs into the pony version of her love interest from the human world.
We've got to stop bumping into each other like this.
In case you couldn't tell, I thought this was pretty bad. As a person who likes the show, who even thought this was a good idea? Was there really someone who thought that My Little Pony would be better if it were humans at a high school? I feel kind of weird criticizing a cartoon for little girls, but I'm not sure if this was made for little girls. The TV show knows what it wants to be. A well-made animated series for children and their parents. This movie could have just as easily been made for teenagers, or bronies, or to attract new fans. Since it can't choose its audience, it fails to appeal to any of them. Don't get me wrong, I can see why some people would like this, but I wasn't personally a fan. The characters still seem to keep in character with the show, while making horrible decisions. The animation was amazing during the pony segments, but was awkward in the human world. Meanwhile, the villain was bland, the romance was forced and never went anywhere, and the entire movie just felt like a mess. Though I give the movie credit, it did give us this scene. Will that ever get old? And let me tell you, right now I am so done with ponies that I could just...
Hey!
Huh? Twilight Sparkle?
I heard you didn't like my movie!
Look, I know you probably hate me right now, but it's just my opinion. What are you gonna do anyway? You gonna send me to the moon? Wait, I was kidding! I was kidding!
Well, that was easier than expected. And Celestia says I abused my powers. Ha 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 ha.
Huh. Guess I'm on the moon. I'll deal with that when the time comes. This is the Happy Spaceman, signing off. How am I breathing?
A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. A. Go right to the source and ask the horse. He'll give you the answer that you endorse. He's always on a steady course. Talk to Mr. A. People yakety yak a streak and waste your time a day. But Mr. Ed will never.
Spoiler alert!